Today, we're going to tell you all about the chicken house, since I never took time to do that. And it's something I want to do. So, first off, biosecure area, no trespassing. Don't just go wandering into people's chicken houses. Chickens get sick pretty easily, so don't just go trouncing into people's chicken houses. So, in our chicken house, we call this the entry room because it's where you enter into the chicken house. Let me adjust you guys. It's where you enter into the chicken house. Over here, we have, watering system, water filter, just like you see in your house. And then our medicator. It escaped me for a second. Our medicator. So we'll put medication into a 5-gallon bucket and some water and fill it up, and then stick this hose down in, and it'll actually pump it into the water system, into the water lines in the chicken house. We also have chlorine pump, water meters, various shutoffs for everything we need. Sink to wash our hands. I believe that's a pump to our fogger system that we don't use. So you may not believe it, but chicken houses are actually involve a lot of technology. So we have chore time tronics, we have feed bin weight readings, we have the Choretronics computer system, which we can turn off and on, lights, heat, fan, tunnel fans, vents, check conditions, alarms, all that kind of stuff. And then, well, most companies require it now. We actually have a SensePhone system, which will...
Hello, this is the SensePhone 400. Zone 1, a high temperature alarm exists.
Anyhow. Goodbye. Anyhow, that's for if we ever have any problems in the chicken house as far as temps, sound, power. If anything goes wrong with those, it'll actually call to one of our cell phones to alert us of a problem. The problem right now is it doesn't work. So we either got to replace it or figure out why it's not working. So then we have this area here with that little dish of, man, why are things escaping my mind tonight? Oh, disinfectant. So you step in there. Let me turn the lights on first. Lights on. Step in here. Make a little shoe angel to disinfect your shoes. Then we go on into the chicken house. So we have our water lines for the chickens. They're hard plumbed into the watering system. So all the chickens have to do is come up in here and peck at those little nipples on the water line, and they get water. Then we have our feed line, runs in from bins outside into a hopper. The hoppers have switches in them so that once they get to about there, it engages the sensor, shuts off the feed line. Then the feed line has a sensor in the middle and at the end, because we sometimes run half house, sometimes full house, and the feed will run and fill up the feed pans, and once it gets to the sensor at the end, then it'll shut off. That's just a chain case for our vents. Tube heaters, reverberay.com heaters to heat our chicken house. So a couple of new things we put in. Oh, also this was here too, but you haven't seen it. This is a scale control box over there. It's supposed to read chicken weight. I'm not sure how all that works. It's new. One thing we did do to update our chicken house is those over there on the wall are, we call them jumps. They're 2x4 slats on 2x4 frames that will drop down on the wall, create a platform for the chickens to jump up, since we have pullets this time, not broilers, so we need extra space, and they need to learn to jump up on stuff. But not our water lines and feed lines. We have shockers on the top, keep them off. Give them a little jolt of electricity, keep them off. It won't hurt them, just give them a little tickle and tell them, stay off the wire and feed lines. And lastly, we put in this 8-foot high fence because pullets can jump. So we had to have a taller fence. Usually we just have a fence about knee height for broiler chickens because they don't jump and they'll stay and behave. But not pullets. They like to misbehave and they like to jump and switch pens. And we're getting 2 different ages. So one age here, another age over there. A curtain to separate so we're not heating the whole house when we only have 1 age in. But we had to build an 8-foot fence in order to keep them in. So that's what we did. It is not going to be fun to move in and out. It wasn't ideal for putting in sawdust, but we'll make it work. Winches over there, and our drill to put the water lines and feed lines up. They go up to the ceiling, out of the way for when we got to clean out, and down for when we put chickens back in. And then of course there's various fans and everything. So that's what we did while we were empty. We were empty for, I forget, I think it's been a month or 2. A month or 2 we've been empty. So we did a lot of stuff. Built a fence, put the jumps on the walls. I'll put a little clip. We crawled up in the ceiling.
Well, it's gonna have to do. Alright.
To patch parts of the ceiling because our ceiling, well, you can see there's a strap broke. So our ceiling is old. This chicken house is as old as I am, which I guess I'm not that old, but the chicken house is. It's 26 years old. So is that, I guess that means I'm old. People say I'm young, but this chicken house sure looks old. So I must be old because I'm 26 years old too. So, sawdust in. That's really about it. Yeah. Lights. Fans. Now we just wait for the chickens. We put, yes, one more thing. We put feeder paper down underneath the feed pans so that way we can drop the feed through little slots. There's pieces of PVC pipe, open up holes to let the feed onto the ground, so that way when we dump the chicks onto the ground, they can find the feed. They don't have to go searching for it. It's right there in front of them. Vent system, well, tunnel system for, those are tunnel doors for the tunnel fans at the end from one of the other videos from when we were checking them. Said about how to keep your house cool. It'd just be really loud. I have to turn up your TV volume notch or 2 to hear it with those fans, but by golly, you'd have a breeze. Yeah. So that's it. That's the tour of the chicken house. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you guys next time. It's a little hard. I don't know if you guys can see the deer there. Out there in our wheat field. What are you doing? Get out of there. Yeah, you better run. I'll meet up with you in deer season. High noon.